AI's impact on the software development lifecycle also affects the design function heavily. It's no secret that how a product feels determines whether it's adopted or abandoned. And that feeling is shaped through UX design, a process that is often iterative, time-intensive, and deeply collaborative. For most UX teams, getting from idea to prototype can take weeks. Research, wireframes, testing, revisions, all before a product even reaches users. But with AI embedded into the design process, teams can move significantly faster without sacrificing usability, accessibility, or empathy. Before we design anything, we need to understand the competitor landscape. We prompt AI with competitor names, target personas, and the broader problem space. The system then returns a structured audit: UI patterns, feature gaps, workflow opportunities, and whitespace areas the product can build towards. For a financial services client in the debt management space, this surfaced a recurring issue. The output returned that most platforms relied on generic chatbots layered onto legacy interfaces. The experience felt disconnected from the actual workflow. That revealed a clear opportunity: a contextually aware embedded assistant capable of understanding live case state directly within the interface. That insight shaped the product direction before a single wireframe was created. With context established, alignment became significantly faster through a design thinking workshop through prompts. We used AI to prepare agendas and how might we questions upfront. As discussions evolved, it clustered ideas in real time, surfaced tensions, and prioritized directions against user needs. For our client, the workshop surfaced key requirements such as speed, reduced cognitive load. AI translated that directly into a focused design challenge. One surface: everything the agent needs, nothing they don't. That framing removed weeks of stakeholder back and forth. Once the direction is aligned, we use multiple prompts to generate outputs that will be turned into a single structured design context file. First, we will generate a component hierarchy. Our prompt will determine UI components, data, content, and visual hierarchy and layout position within the panel. Then we will conduct a heuristic evaluation to identify cognitive overload risks, accessibility gaps such as WCAG 2.1 AA violations, access issues, and more. After this, we can prompt the AI to create a comprehensive design document that will be used to help build a contextual and production-ready output from the very beginning. We now move into Phase 1 research synthesis and design direction. We use Figma Make with our context files to synthesize the inputs: personas, pain points, journey maps, workshop themes, competitor gaps. And from those signals, it generated a unified design direction. It recommended a contextual panel design, bringing information directly to the agent instead of forcing them to search for it. The system also identified workflow friction points. Where were users slowing down? Where were they switching context? Which actions created the highest cognitive effort? These insights helped the team design around decisions instead of screens. That shift fundamentally improved usability and clarity across the workflow. AI also identified opportunities for progressive disclosure, showing users only the information they need at the moment they need it, reducing visual overload while maintaining clarity. This allowed the team to move into wireframing with far greater confidence and fewer assumptions. At this stage, the product direction was no longer abstract. The workflows were defined, the priorities were clear, and the team now had enough context to begin translating strategy into interface structure. We now move into Phase 2, wireframing and UI pattern generation. Using the persona, task flow, and emotional context, AI generated multiple wireframe concepts, UI patterns, and component hierarchies. For the client, it proposed a contextual side panel, case summary at the top, AI recommendations in the middle, action shortcuts at the bottom. In under an hour, the team explored 3 different design directions, something that traditionally could have taken days. This gave designers more room to experiment without slowing delivery timelines. Designers remained in control of the creative decisions. AI simply accelerated generation and exploration. Beyond layouts, the system also suggested interaction behavior, when information should appear progressively, when actions should remain persistent, and when recommendations should interrupt the workflow versus remain passive. As fidelity increased, AI also helped maintain consistency across components, spacing systems, typography, and responsive adaptations. This allowed the team to move from low-fidelity exploration to polished execution much faster, while still maintaining usability and design consistency. We now move into the final phase. Phase 3, validation, high fidelity, and handoff. At this stage, the experience begins evolving from wireframes into a polished product interface. We now prompt AI to identify accessibility gaps, cognitive overload, and navigation friction across the experience. The system analyzes layouts, interaction flows, hierarchy, and usability patterns. We then use additional prompts to refine and rectify those accessibility concerns directly within the designs. Feedback loops become significantly faster, and improvements can be validated in real time. We can now visualize the complete interface, real workflows, real account states, context-aware recommendations, and a unified experience designed around the way agents actually work. And finally, the same Figma make output becomes the foundation for developer handoff and implementation. The result is a high-fidelity product closer to production readiness. So across the design process, AI doesn't replace designers. It removes the drag. What remains is the most valuable part of design: human judgment, empathy, and craft. Thank you for tuning in.